Okay. Good morning, everybody out there. John was just talking to me about cashing in, sitting on a pot of gold in that workgroup server that sold for over $4,000 a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that was pretty surprising.
Yes. He's selling out. It happens
That's
to the
it.
best of
Yep.
us. So much for the love of the collection of
Oh yeah, I
Macs.
mean just
All
just think
about,
about what else I could get for that that would be, maybe more interesting to me.
yeah, like $4,000. That's very interesting. We get it. We get it. We know. What's your
I do
priorities?
need to pare down my collection. I really do.
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
I thought you were just
Well,
getting
this
started.
this is I mean, I've got this, and I've got probably maybe 15 or 20 systems in the garage.
Uh-huh.
Mostly like, mid 90s beige boxes, so nothing crazy exciting. And it's all stuff that I've got represented here in the
Mm,
Mac attic, so it's not
yeah.
yeah.
Are there stand-up arcade machines in there too in
A
the
few,
garage?
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I thought there was still a plan to somehow turn it into a garage.
Well,
Does
that
that
would
ever
be
end up?
nice, but that
Oh,
that's never, I don't think, ever gonna. I got probably have, I don't know, five or six arcade cabinets. Some of which, definitely want to get repaired, like my Sinistar and the Galaga.
uh-huh.
A couple others that I hope to make into MAME cabinets.
Do you know about that place in Pensacola that makes arcade stand-up machines?
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Okay. I saw them advertising on Facebook or
Yep.
something. Looked like they potentially make some nice looking cabinets. You're gonna pay, but all right. Let's see. We're zeroing in on the appointed time.
Oh, good
John
morning,
is
Apples
wearing a
Anonymous, Jeremy Travis, Derek W. Derek, hey, good morning. Michael Longhorn from Australia, Dave's Vintage
Did
Architect. Sorry?
You're not wearing any. You're not wearing a
Nope,
special shirt.
no
I
Apple
just a
shirt
clean
of any
shirt,
sort today, just as a warmer
the
shirt
long
as I could
sleeve.
find this morning. Yes,
It got down to the 30s last
for
night.
which
Or
for
this
us
morning.
is pretty. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
just
little
all of a
chilly out
sudden,
here this morning.
just like that, lows in the mid 30s. So John is making a sacrifice. He turned on his heater or turned off his heater, so he
So you could
noise.
actually hear me. Yeah.
Right. So it's a trade-off between the heater noise or the chatter of his teeth. Guess we'll risk it on the chatter of his teeth. Okay, we're coming up on it, and guess we'll go ahead and get started. Why don't we go in three, two, one? Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 593 for November 14th, 2020. 2021, I should say. Good morning, John. Thank
Good
goodness we're out
morning,
of
James.
2020. Although 21's not much better. Go ahead and talk again. Am I
Oh,
getting a weird echo?
are you testing
Yeah.
one, two, three?
Oh, it's a weird modulation effect.
Huh.
Oh, you know what I think it is? I think it's on me here.
Oh,
Hold
you were
on.
messing around with some
There we
settings this
go.
morning,
Yeah, I
weren't
was
you?
missing there. That's better. That's
Okay.
better. I was getting it twice. Um, not just once. All right. Well, let's see what's going on today. Um, Time capsule, right? We're going to
Time
go back.
capsule. Yeah, we're looking back.
We have been
A
looking back at
distant
MacAddict,
past.
and so we're going to swap back over to Macworld, which is an entirely different focus, as we'll see in Macworld compared to MacAddict. Macworld today is much different than it was back then. It was way more.
I really didn't even know that Macworld was still a
Oh,
thing. Oh,
it is
yeah.
still a thing. Um, so we've got that. We've got the big auction news. I mean, everybody heard about. It's funny how sometimes these Apple ones will go up for auction, and you don't really hear much about it, and sometimes it makes national news all over the place. That was the case this time. It was kind of a unique one, so we'll dig into the details of the Apple One sale. ThrowBoy's at it again with another Kickstarter, so that's exciting. It's a shame they don't have a. Well, we'll talk about that. And eBay finds, right? I think that'll do it. So good morning, everybody in the chat, and we will be right back with some eBay finds. All right.
Oh yeah, Michael Mulhern remember the AliExpress Apple rugs that we saw like one on eBay, and then we found. Yeah, so Michael Mulhern got some of those. Yeah, they look so nice. I think I may
what
need
do you
to.
have to pay for those? It's probably I would imagine you get a little bit of a deal on shipping there in Australia.
In Australia versus
Yeah, I'm curious, Michael, what you had to pay for per rug and what you think of them. You ready to go?
Yeah, all set.
All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. It's time now for the eBay finds. Last episode, we had the Macintosh TV recapped. Pretty much complete, right? You got the black keyboard, the black mouse, manual, remote control. How is it possible this is still available for a buy it now of $599? I guess it's the local pickup.
No way. Oh my, yeah, right,
New York, but still.
Holy cow.
This is sitting out there. I mean, I've seen these go for a lot more than this, right? Closer to 1,000, I think. So still a deal waiting for somebody if they live near Stony Brook, New York. That authorized service provider sign did not sell. It was listed at $299.95. It was relisted, same price, and the auction ends a little bit later. There is no make an offer option on this. And MacVision, this included the complete hardware, AC adapter, manual, everything you need to replicate what John showed us last week, I think it was. And they still want to buy now $60. It ships from British Columbia.
Now, one thing on that I didn't realize, because I've only ever had it hooked up to Compact Mac, is that actually did import as grayscale, not just
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, but only displayed as one.
Well, of course, on a Compact Mac, yeah.
So yeah, if you got those files to something else that could display it, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let's see. Start off with this one. I always had love for these oddball Apple computers, right? The ones that were like a one-off, right? I mean, they most of the time,
right.
Either they broke the mold or they hid away. They buried the mold. This was one of these. The Power Mac 4400 was such an oddball, right? It was this weird period where they thought, you know what? Instead of think different, let's think the same. Let's think like PC. Let's
right. Yeah. Let's make
PC
this as generic a beige box as we can.
And to do so, it's the rare left-hand side floppy. This is a 4400-200, which looks to be in remarkable shape.
Well,
the description
until you look at the second picture.
Oh no, what's happening there?
Yeah.
A little bit of rust.
Yeah.
Now, how would that happen? Something leak inside? Was it sitting on something? Because the faceplate looks great.
The faceplate, fantastic. Yeah. The back looks fine. So yes, it looks like it's like something got poured, on the desk, and they didn't clean up underneath their computer.
Yeah,
because it's right in the front.
Clean. Yeah, and it does power on, but we don't have a monitor hooked up to it. We can't see. I mean, you can see the power light is lit up, but no monitor to connect to it. So I really don't know a whole lot about. There's not much in the description.
I see it comes with an Ethernet card, which is nice.
And they want $50 is the opening bid on this.
So there you go. I mean, that's really not bad considering,
Yeah, reasonable shipping to us from Colorado. It's only $40, so could potentially pay as much in shipping as it is to get this. But they are unique. These don't come up every day, so yeah, $50. I can take a chance on that.
Sure.
That work. Sure. All right. Now you finally got yourself a copy.
I did finally get mine because of a tip from Michael Mulhern. So yes, Through the Looking Glass, Macintosh Through the Looking Glass. This is I mean, for anyone who has not seen the box, you just need to see how beautifully packaged this is. Now, this is one of the, I think, only games, right, ever released by Apple for the Macintosh. I should
the first and only actually published game by Apple.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this thing's got some cool history. There's a great article, I believe, over at Mac Folklore about it, and I still haven't actually played the game, but it's based off of chess moves. I know that. So and so this one right now has 4 bids, $161 at the moment. This is coming out of Arizona. 5 days to go. Now, when I bought mine for about $100 more than this. I think it was around $230, $240, and that was a really good price. I've seen these go for quite a bit of money.
Yeah. Now, what's the condition of yours compared to this one? You see the binding there. Looks like
right, and there's a stain on the front if you look on this one here. Yeah, mine's in pretty darn good shape, and yeah,
just that
the binding's
spot.
not falling apart. Yeah, do you see the spot on the front cover?
Might be able to,
next to the Apple.
Be able to work that out very carefully. But yeah, it's got like a linen kind of cover.
Yeah.
It's
it looks like a real book when it's closed. So
yeah, and it just works even with that very pixelated kind of front there. Of course, by Steve Capps, and with the thank yous inside. You read the description, you can see how a lot of the team of the original Mac group are there, including Steve Jobs listed there. Yeah, it's the same about the condition. I don't know. Yeah, you wouldn't want to put that disc in I bet the disc. I doubt that it still works, but you never know. You wouldn't need to because you can download it.
Sure.
So yeah, this is an opportunity to see what these really go for a true auction here. Let's see what this fetches. Okay, and do we have another one? We did have another one. I don't think I had it queued up, so let's get it on here. This one says Apple Macintosh Memorabilia 1998, the year of thinking different. And the description says, begins with an introduction by someone named Steve, followed by a dedication to the crazy ones, including Albert Einstein, Mahatma Gandhi, and a bunch of other famous folks that were included in that Think Different ad campaign. Of course, we know about the posters, we know about the advertisement. This is a booklet. This cover has a few slight scrapes. Inside is pristine. It's a shame the description or the auction here does not include any photos except for this and that. So they have a picture of Buzz Aldrin on the moon and a little description about,
which must be on the back of that image.
Visit. Well, it's on the side of it. So that's the thing. Without the pictures, you really don't get a sense of what this is all about. Fortunately, I have one here. And even the size. They don't even have the size. But this is, assuming this is, I'm guessing it's the same one that I have here. It's an oversized booklet, right? I don't know what the dimensions are of those, but it's certainly larger than 8.5 by 11. And you can see the front, 1988, the year of thinking different. And then it's a great booklet here, starting with some words from Steve.
Could you go ahead and make yourself big on the screen so we can?
Make myself
or actually,
big
I
on
can
the
do that for
screen.
you.
You can do that.
Should have
for
been
me.
able to do that for you.
Can you do that?
Yeah,
There we go. All right.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. So there you go. You get the large booklet here. And inside a little, I won't read the whole thing here. It says the most admired companies in the world have one thing in common. They stand for something. The world can change, the market can change, their products can change, but their core beliefs remain the same. Like Disney, Sony, and Nike, Apple is a brand that is loved and respected around the world. We like to think that it's because we have a soul. And goes on and on for a little while. Signed Steve, and then you got to the crazy ones, right? So that's the words from the advertisement. The commercial we know here is to the crazy one, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers. And then within that, you have photos and words about each of the famous folks that have been included in the campaign. And it's almost, they're like poems. Like it says, Albert Einstein, questioner, Brownian movements of molecules, photoelectric theories of light, the profound relation of matter and energy, debuting in that famous simplistic chalkboard equation. Displacer of Newtonian mechanics, winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, an accomplished violinist, a shy, wide-eyed, and gentle perennial child. So neat. A lot of thought went to each of these. So let's see, Picasso, Hitchcock. So a great book. I for the life of me, I don't know how these were distributed. I don't think they were sold. I don't know if they must have been like promotional items or whatever to roll in the advertisement campaign. There's Lucy and Desi, which is, of course, there's a movie coming out about them, John and Yoko, and then a little thank you on the back. But anyway, so that's what you're buying in this auction.
It's very poorly,
very poorly described. But they want to buy it now of $100, or you can make an offer.
Huh?
Yeah.
How often do these show up? I don't.
Very rarely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember.
So that's probably a pretty good price. Yeah.
Might be. All right. Well, we'll see if somebody snaps that up next time. All right. Apple's Anonymous got a 4400 for $50 Australian with a crappy 14-inch display. So there's a price comparison for you. Let's see. All right. We're going to go back to this, and then we're going to share something else. All right. Let's put this thing up here. Okay. Ready? In
I am now. Yes.
2, 1. Okay, we're going to zip on back to November 1991 in Macworld magazine. We were talking earlier about the focus of Macworld back then. These days and in recent years, Macworld is really catered to all folks that use Macintosh. Home users, business, small business. But back in 91 and for a large part of the history of the magazine, it's about business and really kind of bigger business. I mean, you're talking about businesses that had a lot of money to burn, spending a lot on high-end Macs and exploiting all the features and the capabilities that you need if you're running a medium to large business. And so this one is all about networking. You got to have a lot of Macs, which means you got to have a lot of money if you're going to start networking them. Multimedia authoring. And back then, even though, the tools, you could have them as a home user or a small company, they were expensive, not just the hardware, but the software themselves. And so when you said multimedia authoring, it was not the home user, right?
Right.
It was the professional publication
Sure. Yeah. I
folks,
mean, because I mean, all
TV,
the Adobe
yeah,
stuff, each title was like $500-$600.
and then dollars, yeah, and then
Yeah.
53 tape drives, and you're not running tape drives unless you've got massive amount for the time, massive
Right.
amount of data that you've got to archive, store.
Yeah, I mean,
29
really,
accounting
if,
packages. Yep.
yeah, just kind of the looking at these magazines. Some of the kind of Apple News stuff in the news bulletin is usually got some interesting things, and of
Mm-hmm.
course the Iconoclast. Is it Levy?
Yeah, Stephen Levy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, didn't know the pronunciation. Are usually his writing is usually kind of is
Mm-hmm.
fun, but other than that, this is usually a pretty dry magazine compared
It
to
is.
Mac Addict. Yeah,
Yeah, magazines that come later. Well, as the price of these computers came down, so did it widen the audience.
sure,
Um,
makes sense.
but I wanted to show this one. This is a
Yes,
small
right.
window in time when um, the PowerBook had just come out, or was just about to come out. This is late '91, right? So I think it had just been announced, and yet you could still buy, for a small period of time, you could buy a Outbound. Now the notebook. This was their second generation Mac compatible portable. They called them notebooks instead of laptops now, and they actually came with the Mac ROM already. You didn't have to provide it yourself. They actually had a licensing agreement
Oh,
with
really?
Apple
Oh, so
for,
they
yeah,
weren't having to like buy Macintoshes and pull the chips out anymore.
right,
Uh, okay,
already installed as the Macintosh ROM, and that didn't last very long because, like I said, the PowerBooks were coming in, and there was a direct competition. So Apple started changing the ROMs, and then they, in doing so, were able to break the agreement, or not continue the agreement anyway, because they had, I think they had signed with a particular version of the ROM. So
now
short period of time.
these weren't these didn't actually run off of a did they run off of a battery, or was it just a easily movable Macintosh that was in a smaller form factor?
I believe it was battery powered.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I think
I
it
mean,
was
it
just
looks
like the
like it has a
portable.
full size hard drive in it, which I know the portable did also, of course.
Hmm.
But these I mean, look how chunky that is. It's that is a
Hmm.
you know what the base of the laptop looks like it's probably about 2 or 3 inches thick.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
State of the art at the time, but
yeah, right.
short lived. Okay,
Anyway, I
and
mean,
then
compared to the portable, it was a it was still a better looking machine.
yeah, here in the Mac Bulletin, all these little small news stories. But what you pointed out, the new life for old ROMs.
Yeah. So yeah, over on the PDF page 20, it's got hang on a second. So Apple is so this is I didn't realize that. So I knew about the 32-bit dirty ROMs that the 2X, CX, and the SE30 had that didn't support System 7's large amount of physical virtual memory. But there was the Mode 32 extension that
Hmm.
kind of addressed some of that stuff. I did not realize that was originally developed by Connectix,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
of course, then of course Apple later distributed it. So I just thought it was kind of fascinating that it was Connectix that was the one that came up with that solution first.
yeah. Isn't
Yeah,
that crazy? Yeah,
yeah.
interesting. Um, just below that, Jasmine's hard times. I can remember Jasmine Technologies, and there's a little article about how they were not accepting product orders or allowing customers to return products for repairs because the company is down to 7 employees and faces a $6 million lawsuit from a
Ooh,
former landlord.
whoa.
Yikes!
So I am not familiar with Jasmine. Was that a hard drive?
Yeah, primarily,
Okay.
yeah. They had external hard drives. Had a cool little Jasmine flower as their logo. Um, wow. So maybe, maybe this is how you find out about what's going on, is you wait until Macworld comes up, because wow. Yeah, that's. I wonder if that eventually took Jasmine down. Um, you gave me page 48.
Page
That's what you want to
48.
talk
Yeah.
about.
All right. So, and this is I have to kudos for Macworld for running this letter. This is in their letter section, and it's the title is Advertisement Glut. The 63-page MacZone advertisement in July's issue was the last straw. Do you realize that 18.2% of that issue was MacZone ad? Do you know what percentage of Macworld is advertising? It has become apparent to me, due to the volume of advertising and subsequent lack of text, that you have decided to reap the benefits of advertising dollar and ignore advantages of dedicated and loyal readership. I said, "Good day, sir." No, that part wasn't on there, but it should have been. Yes. So, and yeah, looking through this, when I got to that, I was like, "Oh yeah, you're so right."
Oh,
Because
well, yeah.
as it grew, I mean, it's like fewer and fewer pages of actual content and more just advertising.
Yeah, they essentially
So
bundled catalogs into the magazine, not just
yes,
MacZone,
yes,
but
but
Mac
not just the Mac Zone
Connection
part, just advertising in general. It's
in general. But when they stick in entire catalogs,
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure it's great for MacZone or Mac Connection, 'cause
sure,
instead
sure,
of
sure, sure,
sending
yeah.
catalogs on their own, they can say, well, we can just bundle it in this magazine and probably
Hmm.
save money on the deal, and Macworld picks up some bucks that way. But what's crazy is they have these letters, but where are the responses? Um,
Yes, right.
aren't
There
there
were a
usually
few of the few
responses?
letters that were a few responses, but yeah,
Oh,
this one did not get a response. But
well,
hey, they ran it at least.
yeah. Well, I know the response, because if you keep on going, well, here's a gigantic ad for Mac or catalog for Mac Connection, and then there's one for Mac Zone, so that's their answer. It's like, yeah, so noted, but we're going to keep on keeping on and put tons and tons of advertising in here.
Well, that's one thing I never really looked at. So for all this advertising, this magazine cost like $4 for the magazine
Hmm.
30 years ago. So I mean,
Hmm.
it wasn't necessarily even a cheap magazine
No, no,
to get
yeah,
most of the advertising. Sure.
all right, all right. Well, here on page 49 is an ad for Lightning Scan. Did you ever have one of these? Do you
I
have one of
didn't
these?
know. But
Yeah.
of course, it was put out by the same people who put out Thunderscan. So
Hmm.
this is just basically a handheld. Yeah, I remember when the handheld scanner was a big thing. I don't know if there's still anything like this or not. Probably.
It's
And you
probably
had to
your
have a
phone.
very steady hand. What's that? Yes, yes, exactly right. Now it's your phone. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I would imagine you'd have to, yeah, steady to move in straight. I'm sure it's got little rollers on the bottom, probably, or
right.
something to
Hmm.
keep it gripping. But the speed must have to, you must have to go very slowly. I'm sure with the data rates needed to get
Yeah.
that data into your Mac. But 256 levels of gray, not bad at all. Of course, you were restricted to a very narrow strip, so you'd be doing stitching, right? You can see the width of that. It's probably, I don't know, maybe six
It
inches
looks like
across.
you could you could easily scan in like 5 by 7. I'm
Hmm.
guessing that's probably about
Yeah, the limit. Yeah,
right.
yeah. But would work with a Mac Classic. So awesome. We'll skip ahead here to page 61. The Art Beat. What was it that caught your
Artbeat.
eye in Art Beat?
Well, all right. So what it is they the front image of this magazine is this kind of cool 3D Macintoshes connected to a big metallic hub. So the neat thing is they went through very detailed. I was very surprised to read just how detailed they went into the different steps and the different software that the artist did to make this cover. So they talk about the artist, they talk about the hardware that was needed, the software, and then a very detailed kind of how it was done.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I just thought it was a very neat article. I'm not going to go into a bunch of it because it is a fairly long article too. But they go into getting the different software, getting the 3D aspects done in one piece of software,
Oh yeah,
other
look at
parts of it
this.
done in Illustrator and Photoshop, and yeah, very cool, very cool.
Yeah, so much went into it, and you just kind of, unfortunately, don't spend a lot of time. You just quickly, flip past it, but it
Right,
really
right,
makes you stop and
right. Yeah,
pause. Well, and then plus it's obscured by all the text and everything
sure, sure,
else.
sure.
It's kind of
Hmm.
faded there in the background. But yeah, look at how much work went into this. I don't know how many hours were devoted.
8.
Oh, does it say 8?
It says, yeah.
A
It
full
actually
work
says how
day.
many. Hmm.
Yeah, well, less than I thought.
Right. Well, I mean,
Shows you the
8 for somebody
tools,
who
what they're
knows the
capable of.
software.
Right,
That's
right, right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, look at that. Wireframe models, everything. Wow, that is way cool. I'm going to skip over to page 177. And I didn't remember this. Now, Steve, Mac84, mentioned this in his first video of his Mac clone series. But there was something called the Blue Mac Heat Seeker 2, which probably always a little dangerous if you call your computer something that heats up. But the Heat Seeker 2, it says Blue Mac, and it's BLUEMAQ, makes Mac clone. Blue Mac International has created an accelerated desktop system that's based on the Macintosh SE and looks little like the original. The Heat Seeker 2, as it's called, is built into a PS2 style case and comes with a 14-inch external monochrome monitor, 85 megabyte hard drive, and 800K floppy drive, and an SE system board to which Blue Mac has added its own accelerator board and video adapter board.
Oh,
The
so this is
accelerator
another
board,
one where they're buying Macintoshes and then making changes to it.
yeah, they put in a 68030 and a 68882 math coprocessor, and it runs an ADB keyboard even, and mouse and trackball, different hard drive and removable storage options. Retail price $6,995. So they wanted to make a super high end Mac clone, probably expandable a bit, and yeah, I don't know the history of this, but I had forgotten these even existed. So there it is. There's the announcement of the Blue Mac. All right, and then a few pages over, get to this. So OCR, and so this gets into the section about all the different business articles. But OCR is something that everybody can use. And back then, if you want to do optical character recognition, you have to have some pretty high powered software along with a machine to scan documents and all that. Most scanners will do it. They've done it for a long time. What's crazy now is that you've got OCR in the palm of your hand with your phone, and
Right.
I don't even know how long this has been around. Have you noticed this lately, though, when you take a picture of something that a little marker comes up and you press on it, it automatically scans the text and allows you to copy and paste text right out of anything that you're taking a picture of?
Oh, that's pretty. No, I haven't really run across
Yeah,
that, but that's
I've
pretty
been
awesome.
noticing that recently. I was like,
Well, I do know isn't
wow.
there the things where you can like point your camera at a sign
Yes,
that's in a different language and it
and
will
translate it.
translate it automatically for you.
Yeah. Well, when we were in Europe, I was experimenting with that. Pointed at a
Oh,
menu
nice.
and live translation. Oh yeah, I mean, just it's incredible. Yeah, so that's OCR, and then of course a lot of other translation software on top of that. But
Sure.
um, yeah, it's just something how far we've come. And then I think there was one other thing which may lead to another segment we may do one time. Let's see. Let's go to page. Let's go to all the way to page 371. Back when they've got the Macworld catalog. Maybe the whole issue is a catalog, but they had this section called the Macworld catalog where they had little ads for little companies selling HyperCard stacks and fonts and all kinds of stuff. But right here on the left, under genealogy, there's a little software package called Reunion, the family tree software. And I was reminded of Reunion because I just got an email the other day that they've released a new version for Reunion.
You're kidding. Wow.
I've been
So that's
using
still,
Reunion.
huh?
I'm a user of Reunion. I've been using it since the first version I got was on floppy disk. And I went back and I said, you know what? How long have they been around? How long has Leicester Productions making Reunion? You know when? 1984.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They have been releasing Reunion on the Mac since the Mac came out, and it started as
Wow.
and it was in the early days. Well, at least the company was founded. I don't know exactly when the first version came out. I know Leicester Productions was founded in '84. So I reached out to Leicester to see maybe they'll come on the show and talk about what may be one of the longest running software titles for the Macintosh in existence.
That is amazing.
Because it started as a hypercard stack. And so anyway, there it is. And they're still around today, making it, of course, compatible with the latest OS, and even have companion iOS devices for putting together your family tree. So all cool stuff. But that's all I had. Let's go back and take a gander at the cover just one more time, because look, 8 hours went into doing that. Appreciate that fine art.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, very well.
And they had to create everything. Everything was created from scratch, so it's not like there were pre-existing models of
right. And look at
Macintoshes.
the one there on the lower right is actually an IBM PS2, complete with logo and everything. And you see that the art is recursive, right? Because each of those monitors has the art in it, and so on and so on and so on. So very, very cool. Kind of, it's like the Matrix or something. Well, that was Macworld magazine in November 1991.
Oh, there's lots of good comments that we've been missed out on. Going all the way back, So glad you guys are talking in the stuff. I wish I could keep up. We almost need like a third person to keep up with what's happening in the chat while we're talking. Michael Mulhern mentions that he uses Google Translate on his iPhone to read Chinese computer magazines. That's pretty cool. Let's see.
Confirm. The OCR and the camera is new this year. Okay, good.
Very good. Okay.
I'm glad I didn't miss it before, because it's a very powerful function.
Derek mentioned talking about the primitive flat, cold 3D shading and lighting is so nostalgic now. Oh yeah, that is one thing that we did mention in there, but the Levy article on this one was talking about VR. And in the hype about VR, and they're still,
yes,
it's like, well, 30 years ago and it's still kind of really in the same boat. I mean, I know there's the Oculus and everything, but it still seems more of a gimmick than really, really usable.
It's not a must-have. Not until we have the metaverse, I think. If Facebook pulls that off.
Derek also mentioned that it was camcorder NiCad batteries. I'm guessing he was referring back to the outbound. I'm sorry. Yes, outbound. Yes.
Yes. All right. Let's get to some news. You ready?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Ready.
And 3, 2, 1. Well, you mentioned at the top of the show, the big news was the Apple One auction. All the usuals we're talking about, but so was the big news network, CNN and so forth, because it was a unique one. But here, let's play the video from John Moran Auctioneers that announced this auction that actually happened on November 9th. And if I go over here and actually hit the right buttons or whatever, we can play that. And there it was. So it did sell. And look at the estimate there. They estimated $400,000 to $600,000. Well, they got that pretty good because it did sell for $500,000. Now this one is known as the Chaffey College Apple One, and it's known that because it was originally purchased by a professor at Chaffey College in California. And the professor owned it for a number of years and then decided to upgrade to an Apple II and then sold it to a student at the school. And that student has kept the Apple One ever since. Now, this is one of a few, I think there's 6 or 7 of them that were actually made in koa wood cabinets. So very beautifully done. Patrick is leading me along because he says, he asked me, is there a registry of Apple Ones? Oh, well, yes, there is an Apple One registry. It's AppleOneRegistry.com. Maybe he was being silly and he knew that already. But so yeah, you can. Apple One Registry tries to track of all the ones that are known. This one is they say it's number 94. I guess that's the 94th version made. And there's some images of it, but yeah, I think somebody with a lot of Apple One expertise went in, verified this one, and verify its authenticity and all that, and yeah. So we don't know anything about the buyer, where it's going to go, or anything like that, but it's relatively complete with cabling and even a video monitor, not from way back then, but from 1986. And yeah, just a beautiful representation of an Apple One. Not the record, right?
No, goodness, no.
They've gone, I think 900K. Did one go for over $1 million? I don't know.
I want to say one went for over $1 million. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all kind of all over the place. But
yeah, well, it's like you mentioned. Sometimes they get a lot more traction in the media than other times for some reason.
And this one did get a lot of traction, but for some reason didn't get the super high price tag.
Mm-hmm. That case on this one is just gorgeous. It is beautiful.
Now there are some stories that said that the Steves handmade that koa case, which I don't believe that's actually true. I think the bike shop arranged that, but
I thought it was the bike shop that was did those wooden cases.
They did that because Steve Jobs just wanted to sell the bare circuit board, but which they sold some of those in that configuration. But the bike shop decided, well, we want to have something a little more complete, might be more attractive to somebody wanting to buy a computer if they don't have to get their own case together and all this stuff. So hence the koa wood, very fine Hawaiian wood. All right, well, there's that. What would have been cool is if ThrowBoy had a pillow of that Apple One in a koa case. I think I would.
Oh, nice segue.
I would have to have one of those, but they don't have that. Maybe they do the Iconic Pillow Collection number 3. So, but right now they're doing the Iconic Pillow Collection 2. Now they did one earlier. I think they kickstarted this one too. And it had, if I remember, it had like a classic Mac and an iMac. They had an Apple II. What else would they have had? I don't remember how many they had, but they've expanded it now with this new collection, which includes 5 pillows now. The 83 pillow, of course, they don't name these by name because of
right. Yes.
threat of violating any kind of copyright. But the 83 pillow is essentially a Lisa 1. So it has the wide 5.25-inch floppy drives. The 99 pillow is a clamshell iBook. The 2000 pillow,
it looks
Tangerine,
like, right?
Yeah, and the 2000 pillow is a Macintosh G4 Cube. The 2002 pillow is an iMac, the G4 iMac, and the 2003 pillow is a, what do you say?
G5.
It's a G5
G5.
cheese grater.
Yep.
Well, not a cheese grater. Those weren't cheese graters. Later they were the graters. This, yeah,
Well, I think these had the cheese grater
kind of.
moniker as
Did they
well.
really?
Yeah.
They get that too? Yeah, I guess they did. Yeah. So, what's the deal here with these pillows? You have to buy them all? Do you have to? You can get one right now. I guess you pick. Yeah, you pick from one for $39 if you pledge, two for 78, three for 117, four for 156, all five for $195. Looks like we've missed out on the super early birds, but we got dimensionally. They're fairly good size.
They look pretty good.
See.
You know, just kind of looking at that
Yeah.
couch that they're sitting on. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the cube looks like it's almost actual size. Would you say?
it looks bigger. Are you kidding?
Yeah, it does
This
look
is
better.
definitely bigger than a cube.
The others aren't actual size. That may be the closest one to actual size. You see some details here, and of course, instead of the Apple logo, they just have a pillow logo though with six colors. You see kind of the detail there, like in the G4 Cube.
They've
with
got the ports on the back.
ports.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at that. Look at the down to the little outlines and the back of the G5 Mac, and yeah, these are great. Makes me wish I would have gotten the collection one. I missed out on that. Why I need them all, right? Are they selling any? I have to go back. I think maybe they are still selling. Go to throwboy.com, I think, and you'll see if they're.
Yeah. I got a couple of the icon ones.
Yeah.
You know, I got the Beach Ball of Death and I think one other.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but the only way to get these now is to go through their Kickstarter. I guess you get an early shot at them. So just search on ThrowBoy Kickstarter.
Wow, the original funding was funded in 1 hour. Huh?
Oh.
That mentions 100% funded in 1 hour. That's
oh yeah, how much time do we
amazing.
got? 13 days to go. Okay, so not too long. All right. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna pull the trigger on this. It's too much stuff. They will look cool here.
Right.
And they would make nice pillows for my 6-color chair back there.
I looking go ahead and I'm gonna embiggen you again. Looking at the feet of Steve Jobs sitting on top of your Mac in the back, it actually at first I was like, why does his Mac have eyes?
Yeah, it's his New Balance sneakers. So Apple's Anonymous says you can buy the original pillows, but you know what? These aren't the original
individuals.
Pillows. That's
okay,
the thing.
No, individual pillows, right?
These are the
but not the
pocket
whole set.
pillows.
Yeah.
They aren't the same ones that were in the Kickstarter years ago.
Yeah, because the Kickstarter were full size ones, weren't they?
Bigger,
yeah,
right?
You know, bigger. Yeah, not full size. You know what I mean?
Bigger. Yeah, but I like these little ones though.
Yep.
Now they're sold out of the 84 one. But the little smiling Mac OS logo one, they do have the iMac and the avocado, if that's your thing. And the box, I'm not sure what the box is all about, but yeah, there's only just the three, right? Unless I'm missing something. But we do have lots of cool stuff. The blankets are still there. I still need to get one of those. We lost John. Wandered off. He tends to do that, so we'll sound the alarm. Oh, there you go. Right, hold on.
So these are the two that I've got. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the full size. Oh, I want that. How much?
Right. Yeah. So the computer ones are nice, but they're actually a little bit too chunky to like use on a couch or something to me.
Yeah.
So the fact that these are kind of flat,
you can actually use them.
Yeah.
As pillows. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
Great.
I do like these.
Oh. Yeah. All right. Let's sign off. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, that about wraps it up. We're over at ThrowBoy's website and saw that they do have the little tiny pillows of a couple of the old designs, but none of the full-size ones. So who knows if those will ever make a return. But they're doing T-shirts. Got the blankets. We've talked about those before. Lots of stuff going on over there at ThrowBoy. Have we ever had anybody from ThrowBoy on our show?
That would be
I
cool.
don't think so. That would be cool. Yeah, maybe we can make that happen before the current Kickstarter ends. All right. Well, what are we going to do next week?
I don't know. Maybe we can try to get somebody from ThrowBoy on.
Yeah, maybe we can do that. We'll take a stab at it. I did shoot an email to Mr. Leister from Reunion. We can make that happen. So that's a possibility. Yeah. Let's see. Next week is Thanksgiving weekend, but we've got a Sunday before then, so I think we can sneak in another podcast before that.
Absolutely, sure.
And then maybe take the following weekend off as part of the holiday. So, all right. Is that Mac behind you? Is that the one that you saved and then saved again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the 512KE that I used last week for the Mac Vision demo.
There we go. All right. Goes with my shirt. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Looks like we got a nomination from Derek to read the chat and bring in historical knowledge. Yeah, I second that. And thanks to everybody else for joining us. Again, you can join us most Sundays at 8 a.m. Central, so you can participate live in the chat. And of course, we do the show, but then you see the behind the scenes, right?
That's right.
Do things in between segments and talk about other stuff. I don't know if that's something that interests anybody. All right. Well, until next week, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
All right. Yeah, thanks. So I want to, since you showed your pillow, let me grab my original ThrowBoy.
Yeah,
hold on.
Derek is just such an amazing wealth of information. It's the guy has a phenomenal memory for things of which I have none. So Derek, you're always appreciated. You always have some great knowledge and trivia. That's good stuff. Thank everyone for joining us today. It's always fun seeing everyone on the chat.
All right.
Ooh.
Let's see. This is when ThrowBoy came out, and I wonder.
Those were like handmade by them, right? That before they.
Oh, the new ones aren't handmade,
right? Weren't they? Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they probably get these like more mass produced.
You think so?
One would think than when they first started making them.
I don't know. Yeah, these are.
I don't know.
I believe these are handmade, and it's a different material. It's not that thin stuff. It's more of a felt. But yeah, they.
That is gorgeous. Love it.
The whole series is up there on top of the cabinet. I didn't have a ladder, so I had to start throwing stuff at it to knock them down. But you got your little iTunes, and I've got the whole lineup up there. But yeah, these pillows would be good.
Yeah, so that's a good size for that. Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, whatever. Something for little Steve to sit on. All right. Oh, Scarlet Swordfish is late to the game. You missed it. Well, you can't watch it now. It's gone forever.
Oh, Dave, I tried to do the Mac Plus CPU upgrade, but it keeps crashing the system. I get garbage on the screen, and so no luck. And I don't know if it's because those connectors aren't making a good connection. There's no capacitors that I can see on that board, but I may send it off to Steve Mac84 to see if he wants to play with it, see if he's wants to give it a try.
Maybe you guys discuss while I was fetching the pillows, but What's Michael talking about putting his Matt logo for the folks? Do you see that in the comments? John, you could put my Matt logo for the folks.
Is he talking about the rug, the carpet? Hang on. Yeah, he got some, like you said, he got some of those.
Oh, did he send you a picture?
Yeah, so hang on.
Oh.
Let me get.
Did he tell us what he paid for that stuff? If he did, I missed it. Going back and looking.
Sorry, folks, waiting for Facebook to load up.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. Oh, he said he messaged it to you.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring up Facebook right now. Come on. My little 2011 iMac that I do my podcasting on.
All right. This is exciting.
Yeah, sorry, guys. Let me share.
150 each. Is that right? 150 Australian dollars for the pair or for one? That's not cheap.
But they're gorgeous.
They are nice and big. My gosh.
They're big. Yeah.
So what will you do, Michael, with those? Hang them on the wall? Do you actually put them on the floor? I don't know. And is it for two or is it for one? I don't know. Does the @ symbol mean each in Australian? I don't know. 150 for the pairs is a little more reasonable.
Yeah.
Shipped and everything. Yeah.
Look how, the colors are beautifully vibrant. It's,
yeah. Very cool. All right. Well, I think we'll sign off.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks everybody. We'll see you next week. Stay safe out there.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.